The number one darkest ritual the global satanic cult performs by Ian Carroll. I'ma drop a like on my video too. Try to support your boy, help your guy
There
out.
is a global satanic religion that does operate aspects of cults around the world. Whether you think that like Hillary Clinton is literally in it or not is a whole different like level of conspiracy. But like,
A global satanic religion?
oh yeah, dude, have you gone down the satanic ritual abuse rabbit hole? It is so dark. There.
Yeah,
So what I'm referring to specifically.
I think that should be known, right? Like people would also say that it's already known that the presidents are a part of it, but we don't got to do all that, right? We don't got to say who's a part of it, who's not, but we do know it fucking exists. You feel me? Like we know that the evil shit exists now. Whether you want to say that the president's a part of it, whether you want to say that this person's a part of it, this famous rapper and shit, the rapper probably is, but hey, we don't got to know all that. You feel me? Damn, I just fucking fucked up my water. My whole entire point's the fact that yeah, bro, everyone should know there's a fucking satanic everything, bro. But we don't gotta worry about who's inside. Well, we should worry. I want to know who's inside that bitch, but you know what I'm saying. That you get my fucking point, nigga. Fuck,
Are survivors giving survivor testimony on video, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. Like not like one guy came forward and said this. Like there are whole support networks for these people. Like there are psychologists that specialize in SRA victims, satanic ritual abuse, and because you have to like treat them in a whole different way than a regular abuse victim, because the level of depravity and disgusting, like literal torture of children, like literal. So, your episode is so screwed now. But there's one in particular that this guy was on the Alondra Markman podcast, and I wish I could remember his name, and we don't even want to pull it up because it's so dark. And everyone should, watch it for themselves.
yeah, I want to watch that, nigga. What the fuck you mean? What's the person name, nigga? The podcast? How we gonna watch without knowing the fucking name? But you feel me? I'm gonna type in like Satanist, and then I'm gonna type in fucking the person.
One in
name,
particular
nigga.
that this guy was on the Alondra Markman podcast.
Alondra Markman, nigga. Alondra Markman, nigga. Alondra fucking Markman, nigga. Fuck you mean? I hate autocorrect, nigga. Alondra, dickhead. Alondra Markman, fucking Satanist, fucking podcast, all that shit. Alright, video. I'm just making a fucking note of that shit. You feel me?
And I wish I could remember his name,
Actually, nigga, I'm
we
about to
don't
find
even
it
want
real
to pull
quick.
it
Hold
up
the
because
fuck
it's
up.
so.
Yeah, I found that shit, nigga.
And everyone should, watch it for themselves and judge it for themselves in terms of whether you think he's telling the truth or not. But personally, it's like you can look into his life, and this guy, like his whole life is based around him recovering from this essentially story of his childhood and abuse. And it looks looks far more likely that he's telling mostly the truth than entirely lies to me. And what he alleges in this interview that aired like a year ago or so, a little less, on Alondra Markman's podcast, is that he was born into a satanic family, of which there are many around the world, and that he was groomed from an early age to essentially be a Jeffrey Epstein type of character in a global satanic cult that is not all satanic, but the Satanists are a part of this sort of bigger network of crime and everything. And he alleges that he was.
How do they? I'm curious how they define themselves. Satanists. Like, what is the definition of a Satanist to them?
My understanding is that some of them, based on what he said, is that some of them are literally worshiping Satan, and some of them are practicing these things in this cult format and structure. And when I tell you what he's alleging, you'll realize that are so like in the same way that like some Jews are really practicing Jewish people, and some Jewish people are. And I don't mean to say, I'm not trying to make that connection. I'm just saying that we were just talking about Jews. Some people are more practicing of a religion than others, but you might still go to church, and you might still, you might identify as Christian, but you're not as Christian as the next guy. But he alleges that he was groomed from an early age, tortured every day as a child, like sexually abused every day as a child, to be groomed to have multiple personalities. And then by the time he was like a preteen,
That shit, damn, I've heard that before, but damn, I want to watch this video. Hopefully, I could watch it on the John with y'all, because the shit gonna be mad fucking long. But you feel me? I might, I don't know, sitting for an hour on camera is kind of fucking wild. But nigga, I do wanna, nigga, I'm gonna watch this shit, nigga, either with y'all or not. Sorry, I just gotta keep it real, nigga.
He was engaging in child death matches where he would be put in a cage and he would fight to the death with another child
Whoa.
in like downtown New York
What
in
the
underground like parties
Then now he's spoiling shit.
that rich people and businessmen would attend. And then that he, yeah. And it sounds so insane. But when you watch it, it's like hard. And it's not like he's the only one that has claimed this. He's just one that put it all in a particularly, like lots of people have lots of claims about this kind of shit. And he also claims that then after that, he was being groomed to be an actor and he froze up in his acting interview. And so he got shifted from the acting pathway. Because these guys, like, there's a fuckload of money in this community, allegedly. As in, it's tied into all of the global sex trafficking networks. Because how do you think that global sex trafficking sort of gets all the handlers and gets all of the sort of like operatives that run it? Is you need people that were abused in order to run these things, because you need to be that kind of broken, like you need to be groomed to be able to run this without breaking it all.
Is this all like tied into like the Franklin scandal?
Similar, yeah. So he claims he met Jeffrey Epstein on 2 occasions. He claims that he was being groomed to essentially be a handler similar to Jeffrey Epstein. And he had a really lucid description that Jeffrey Epstein was an insanely good code switcher, is what made Jeffrey unique, that he could be completely normal businessman, like banker guy right now, and then like literally turn the other way and be an absolute depraved, abusive monster, and then like right back on like the drop of a pin. And that's what made him so unique in this guy's perspective. And he kind of like had his programming, his like trauma did not work correctly. And so rather than going that route, he became a breeder. And he alleges that he was sent to a compound in Mexico where he would breed with trafficked girls all day, every single day, for like 2 or 3 years. And they would just breed and breed and breed and breed. And he alleges that is because they were particularly interested in him because of his bloodline and his heritage as some sort of direct descendant of King Solomon, is what.
What? What? That shit threw me off. Hold up. See, I was following all that shit. Why niggas have to say that part right there, bro? That should make it sound less believable. You feel me? Like out of all this shit I heard, I believe that, but then why niggas have to put a Solomon shit inside there, bro? What if that was true too? I mean, shit, bro. I don't fucking know, bro. That shit right there kind of threw me, bro. Yeah, I'm not just gonna directly accept that part. You know what I'm saying? But hey,
what he says. And it's like,
who's this dude? What's this dude's name again?
I don't remember.
I found him, bro. I got his name for y'all, bro. His name is fucking Anek Lucas, I think. Yeah, I think it's Anek Lucas. Oh no, or not for Alondra. Wait. So Alondra Markman is the fucking podcast nigga's name, I think. I don't know. Just look up fucking nigga. If you'll find it. Just type in fucking Elijah Markman Satanist, because I don't know if the nigga who run the podcast is Elijah Markman or the actual nigga being interviewed. Because I'm seeing a different fucking channel with the same nigga, right? But they call his name. They call him Elijah Markman. So I think Elijah Markman might actually be the nigga. Yeah, whenever they interview him, it's always fucking Alondra Markman. That's his name. So nigga, yeah, that's not the podcast nigga name. That's like the nigga's actual name, Alondra Markman. Word. I had to just make sure of that. Yeah.
I remember his name. I remember that he was on the Alondra Markman podcast, and she is a survivor.
Oh, she's a survivor. Is the girl? Oh, maybe because it's. Wait, no, nigga. It's the nigga, bro. I'm literally looking at the nigga, bro. The nigga's name's Alondra. I literally see him on a fucking chat, and his name's Alondra Markman. This nigga's getting his facts wrong. You feel me?
Survivor of satanic ritual abuse as well.
Is she Anek Lucas?
Yes.
Exactly. Anek Lucas is the girl, nigga. Anek Lucas is the girl. The nigga named Melissa. Yeah, bro. Anek Lucas is the girl, bro.
Annika Lucas. Okay,
Annika.
So.
This is what.
Okay, so Alondra.
Yeah, right here. This is what the fuck I was just looking at, nigga. LOL.
Alondra Markman is his name, and Annika Lucas is her name.
Oh,
She's the one hosting the podcast, and
so
that's
he's the guy.
podcast.
He's the descendant of who?
So what he says in there is that they were interested in him because he has something like 97% Ashkenazi Jewish heritage or something like that, and is allegedly a direct descendant of King Solomon's bloodline.
I mean, he does look like a Jew. I was about to say that. You feel me? Some niggas think that Solomon was black though. Some niggas don't. Some niggas think Solomon was black. Some niggas think that he was like a Jew, like this nigga. You feel me? I don't really know or give a fuck, to be honest, right? I mean, like I'm not a Christian, but I do read the Bible and I do take the wisdom from the Bible. But I don't really give a fuck about what race these niggas look like. I ain't gonna cap, nigga, because I fuck with Hindu niggas. I fuck with Egyptian niggas. I fuck with the African niggas. I could fuck with. I was gonna say I fuck with some England niggas. That was gonna be a fucking lie, to be honest. But hey, I fuck with the Taoist niggas. You feel me? Fuck with the Buddhist niggas. You feel me?
He doesn't say whether he knows that's true or not or anything. He just says that he was under the impression that was why he got selected for the breeding program specifically. And
Does he have any proof of this?
not
Okay, so that's just what niggas told him. That's what his abusers just told him. Okay, cool. Oh, also, some niggas don't even think that Solomon is real. I meant to say that shit too. Like, what if Solomon's not even a fucking real person? You feel me? Then what?
really no. And so that's why I say like you should, and first, you should not watch it if you are at all sensitive in any way. And you should only watch it when you are of like a sound heart and ready to like hear some of the most dark and fucked up things you've ever heard in your life. But his
Yeah, I
I
wanna
can't
hear
believe
it.
it's not like fully fucking shadow banned.
I mean, it kind of is, but
This
not
one-
really. Yeah, it's
This one
there.
just came out 3 days ago.
I think that the reason it's not is because it's so unbelievable. And he's not the only one. There's so many people that have made claims like this.
It's not even. Go back.
Yeah.
Hover your mouse over it. See it plays the preview when you hover your mouse over it. That means it's not even demonetized. That's insane.
Is it possible that it's not monetized in the first place, that she doesn't even monetize her channel?
Well, it still
That's
wouldn't
possible,
show
sure.
it if you searched, right?
That's not true, nigga. What the fuck is he talking about? That's not true, nigga. Nigga, I'm not monetized right now, but nigga, my videos will fucking play if you look at it, my nigga. What are you talking about? That's not true. Granted, her video might be monetized, but it's not for the reason that he's saying. Like, her shit might be monetized. I'm not saying that it's not, but I'm saying the reason that he's giving about the video playing, that's not true, nigga. All my videos do that shit. And I'm not fucking monetized. I'm not even able to be monetized yet. Best believe when I can't be monetized, I fucking will, though. I'm gonna get my fucking bread, nigga. Fuck you mean. Anyway,
But when you demonetize stuff, when
I don't really know how it works.
So when
That one's
YouTube
not
demonetizes a video and you hover over the thumbnail, it'll just show a play button.
Oh,
it
interesting.
won't show you a preview.
Good to know. So I did a little bit of digging.
is he saying the ability to be monetized? Because I'm not able to be monetized. My shit still play, though. You feel me? But they shit not playing, though. But I think that, what if it's like an option on your shit? Because, okay, look it. I'm about to say, because maybe I'm wrong, but it still don't make sense when it comes to me. That shit don't make no fucking sense. So why my videos play that I can't be monetized? I'm not even eligible for that shit yet. You feel me? Like, what are we talking about?
Into him
That
because
was
I had
demonetized.
the same take on it as this is so unbelievable. I
Yeah.
got to look into this guy. And what I found is that he would have to be like an entirely fake person who is actively,
I want to watch.
his life is dedicated to pushing this narrative.
There was some other
And
shit.
because in the sense that he has history going
I seen some other shit that I wanted to look at, but they didn't hover back over it.
back to therapy. He's known her personally. Like, she's putting her whole like life on the line for having known him. He's been on lots of interviews and podcasts. He's like, his whole sort of background, like there is lots of records of who he is and the fact that he has been talking about this his entire life since exiting.
Nigga, I don't think he's lying to be. I haven't even watched the shit, but it's probably true, nigga. Now the whole entire King Solomon shit, you feel me? I ain't gonna say that part's true, but at the same time, he just said that his abusers told him, like he was made to think that. So that means that his abusers told him that you're King Solomon's descendant, nigga. You feel me? Like what? His abusers told him that shit, and clearly his abusers are fucking manipulators and liars. So we don't gotta fully trust that part, but yeah.
The cult, so to speak. And I think that everyone should make their own judgment of whether he's honest or not and what's going on. And my perspective is not that I know he is for sure telling the truth. My perspective is just that he is a data point among many that all point towards this is at least a factor in our world.
Go back. This is Alondra's. Go to that page you were just on.
Maybe it says the same page. There you go.
That's that's him. That's like his current life. That's what he does
chaos.
now.
Ah, friend, I've been expecting you. Sweet disorder to my order. It's hellish. being a complex life form, hellish and sweet. Come lust become
Some lust becomes love.
becomes love. Other lust returns to the earth. Swear to me that you'll complicate my life, and I'll reason with elegant simplicity that I can handle it.
I mean, shit. If you went through the shit that he went through, bro, you probably would talk like this, bro. Because what the fuck is he talking about?
It's a poem. He's got
So,
poetry.
I get the poem shit, but I'm just like, out of all the poems that most niggas who's jacking this shit usually have been through something. Which is, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. You feel me? I'm just like, yeah, kind of makes sense that somebody like him would choose this poem, right? Like, am I tweaking or no?
Yeah, you've got to realize that this, if he's telling the truth, this is one of the most broken and then rebuilt human beings you have ever encountered in your life. He alleges that he murdered countless children as a child.
He says this?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Whoa! What the fuck? That's I was thinking about this shit the other day, but because I know there's one Satanist who talks about how he fucking murdered people also, and I'm like, did these niggas ever go to jail, bro? Can they just say this now and not go to jail? Is it because like there's no proof of it that they can't go to jail? You can't just lie. Like, I don't fucking know. That shit's wild to me, bro.
Yeah. Because he was child death cage matches, like where rich people would pay to come into these underground fight matches in New York City, in the underground, in secret locations, and pay to watch children fight to the death.
Who the fuck would want to pay to watch that?
Well, think about Jeffrey Epstein's
You know, I would want to watch. I could imagine that there's some freak niggas that want to watch that shit.
clientele, right? We know that that's real.
You think
right?
Bill Clinton wanted to pay to watch
No.
it?
I'm just saying, like, think this through as a thought experiment.
Okay.
If you have everything in the world and like lust and power, like addictions, anyone who's ever experienced any form of addiction, whether it's like to alcohol or to Adderall or to like porn or heroin, all those addictions kind of play on this sort of like this feeling, this like desire of like, oh, I just felt so good. And like whatever else is wrong in the world, like that's not wrong. And that's good. That's, and they all kind of play on these same things. And powerful people, power, money, that lust for power, when turned towards the lusting and the greed, the darker side of power and money is inevitably an addiction as well in a lot of ways. And not everyone who's powerful and rich goes down that road, but clearly like the Epstein clients do, like clearly they want children, like they want to do, and there are snuff films, like people pay on the internet right now to watch murder, like to watch these kinds of things, because there's inherently a devil in everyone. I think the way I see it is that there's an angel and a devil in all of us, and you can feed the good wolf or the bad wolf, and some people get addicted to feeding the bad wolf. And a lot of times in a capitalist society that incentivizes greed and lust, like it incentivizes a lot of our worst behaviors, that means that a lot of the worst people will rise to the top of that system. And when you have people that are, I mean, you know, if you have 1,000 people that rise to the top of the capitalistic system in a room, one of them is probably going to be fucking evil, right? At least one. And you only need one billionaire or millionaire to be super evil, that suddenly there's a market for some really evil shit, right? Right? Because they have all the money in the world and they'll pay for it, right? What is the point of having all that money if you're not going to pay for whatever you desire? And so in a world this big, with this many rich people, with this much corruption, with this much evil in it, with people like Jeffrey Epstein in it, I think, yeah, there's totally a bunch of fucking people that will pay for some horrible shit.
Yeah.
Including the president.
Right.
Alondra Markman alleges that he was a fighter in child death cage matches. And he directly alleges that he saw more, I forget his exact words, but it was like, I saw world leaders from other countries that you might not recognize, but they're definitely like he alleges that he saw some very powerful people at those events.
Does he name any of them?
No, he talks it through actually in a way that kind of actually to me added credibility, in the sense of like, he's like, I'm not going to say those names because I think they're still alive, they're still out there, but he names a few people that he's like, I'm pretty sure that guy's dead, and that guy's like, I'm not really worried about that name because it's a pseudonym, I know, and like it's not gonna, but he doesn't really, he's thoughtful about, if his story was true, he's presenting it in a way that would kind of be like, that's the problem, is like, it's kind of unprovable, because he's not going to be like, this is the guy's name and he lives at that address and that's where it was, because like then he's clearly going to die if he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
But also if he's not telling the truth, then it's like,
it's a crazy fucking conspiracy.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are just really fucking full of shit. And unless you have some sort of evidence or some sort of corroboration to your story, I mean, a lot of people felt like that with the Epstein thing when it first happened, and then everything started coming out, and then
That's what I'm
and now nobody denies that unless you're like got your head buried in the sand.
That's
But
where
when it comes to a guy like this, it's just like,
well, everyone should
That's
draw
a
their own.
lot.
Yeah, everyone should draw their own conclusions. But I'm starting to come to the point where we've been lied to about so much, and every single time it's like
I no, never mind.
that could never be true. And it used to be like, oh, the CIA would never influence journalists. And oh boy, how far we have come from Operation Mockingbird. And it used to be like offensive that the CIA would ever influence the free press. And now it's like, bro, we have fucking like a child sexual blackmail ring targeting the president of the United States and succeeding. So that's where I start to lean towards, if I'm not sure, my bias is to lean towards the little guy that is telling on government and telling on corruption is more likely than not telling the truth. And that's not to say I believe him 100%. It's just to say that on balance, I'm more likely to believe the regular person who's putting their life out there, just being like, the CIA wronged me, this government is doing this thing. And it's not always true by any means. But I tend to sort of lean towards like, I would rather believe that person and look for more evidence and kind of like, and this is one where there's just so many versions of that story out there.
Like from my experience, I get like a dozen of those guys emailing me every week.
I do too, actually. Yeah, I do too. And I would argue you don't get guys like that. It's hard to say. I mean, you should watch it at some point when you got the time for it. Because his body language, obviously you can't tell for sure from it. But that's where I start to like look at the Finders cult, look at the Nexium cult, look at Jeffrey Epstein, look at
the Nexium thing's fucking
it's crazy, dude. Who's the the guy that ran Virgin Mobile or whatever it was, Virgin Galactic? No,
Richard Branson.
Richard Branson. There's a lot of darker people than just Jeffrey Epstein that have been caught. Am I confusing Branson with the other guy? Who was the billionaire that owned all the islands that was on camera talking about how he like wanted to breed with the black women because they had such good genetics?
I don't know.
Oh man, I forget. I think that's who it was.
You think that would? I mean, Richard Branson. I mean, he owned Virgin. He owns Virgin Airlines, Virgin Mobile.
I could be confusing him though with one.
Virgin Airlines, Virgin Mobile. What's up? This nigga obsession with virgins, nigga. Oh, we caught this nigga. Fuck you talking about?
The other old white-haired tech billionaires. But there's just like
sounds on par though.
Yeah, there's a lot of just. There's starting to be more and more and more overwhelming evidence that Satanism. I mean, hey, let's rewind. Anton LaVey, do you know who that is?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So, like, we know that Satanism is a religion. Like, we know that it does exist.
It's a ridiculous religion. Yeah. It's not based on anything. It was like, it's been fabricated.
I would argue you're probably correct in some ways. But also, it's
and
like...
at the end of the day, it's fucking religious. Like, you're fucking... Like, that's not what it means. Like, that's not what Satan really was, according to Christians or according to Catholics or according to any ancient texts.
Yeah. In the same way that, like, these days, a lot of religious institutions are actually just people kind of perverting concepts and using them to manipulate people to do things.
Right.
I would argue that is textbook what Homeboy is alleging in that interview is like, and it's the same thing with like any religious institution is like, yeah, there's like the belief, the word of God, the actual spiritual structure of a religion that I think is super valuable for humans to have, super valuable for us to have. But then there's the side of like, okay, now let's institutionalize it and control it and like give it back to you in this new way.
Word. I'd hate to be there. But yeah. That's it for this video. I love you. Catch my next video. Peace to freak out. Hey.